What's good, everybody? It's your boy Al back again with another video. Another video. Finally, everybody, is the end of my freshman year of college. I finished off with all A's, and I feel pretty good about myself. It was a really hard, trying semester. It was a hard year. I learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about my own work ethic, and I learned a lot about how college is run and how professors are, how they run their classes and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot different than high school. Definitely a lot different than high school, and I'd say that well, I would not recommend it for a lot of reasons. Just kidding, go to college if you can. But there are a lot of times where I wish that I dropped out. For the record, and keep in mind, I pushed and I tried, and I'm still here and I'm still alive, and I made it out in the end with good grades. So whatever. If your grades weren't that good, then you can try next semester. There's always school. You can always go to school. If you get bad grades this semester, don't even worry about it, because you're still alive. That means you can still take classes. That means you can still learn and teach yourself and ask your professors for help and all that stuff. So if you get a bad grade, whatever, class will still be there, but you have to make sure that your mental state is 100% good, because grades, of course, they matter in the real world. They matter, but you matter too. So don't let your grades make you feel like you're less of a person, because you're not. You just didn't make it. Anyway, I want to talk about some tips for incoming freshmen, high schoolers who are graduating this June and are going off to college, whether it be community college or like a university or whatever. Here are some tips that will help you through the way. I wish people told me these things when I was a freshman. Tip number 1, take the easy classes your freshman year, just so that you can, not only get those out the way, but have a good GPA. If you do end up doing bad in your future of, college, if you do bad in your future, then you have a pillow of a great GPA from your freshman year that you can fall back on. Tip number 2, talk to your professors. Don't be afraid because they're adults and you feel like you can't ask them things, because talking to my professors has helped me out in the long run. Not only because I asked them for help, but because they realized that I was pushing myself to try and do better. So they always like to see that you're trying hard. So make sure you're talking to your professors, and that means asking them questions, talking to them after class, and things like that. Just talk to your professors, because professors are still human beings, and they still have, I believe that all professors have a soft spot for students who are trying. So always talk to your professors, whether it be in class or even if you see them like in the halls or whatever. Be like, hey bestie. Tip 3, go to office hours. Anytime your professor offers office hours and you're struggling in the class, 100% go. Sign up as soon as possible. Get all the help you can before the exams, because once you hit that exam date and you're cramming the night before, you're not going to remember that stuff unless you're me. Go to your office hours, because your professor isn't offering them for no reason. He or she's going to be there to help you out, and they're going to help you out as much as they can, because that's what they're getting paid for, And, of course, there's some professors who just don't teach well, which leads me to my next step. Tip 4, go to your tutors. I know on my campus there were free tutoring sessions for people who are struggling with certain classes. I'm not sure what it is for every other university, but I know that tutoring is free at mine. So I took advantage of that as much as possible, and it helped me out, obviously. I mean, I ended up with all A's this semester, so, doing something right. Tip 5, talk to people who are in your class, but even more so, point out the people who are the smartest in the class and get to know them, become their best friends, because they will help you out. And not like a fake way like, hey, let's be best friends, but really like get to know them and be their friend. Because most of the time, the smartest people in the class are the coolest people in the class, because they know how to talk to people. They're smart. They aren't, goofy. They can talk to you about stuff other than school, because you'll be their friend. And not only will they help you out with your social life there, they'll be able to help you out with your classes. And because of the fact that they know all the information that you're being taught, and the fact that you were both in the same class, getting taught the same, curriculum, you can help each other out, but actually they can help you out if you're struggling. I know that helped me out a lot because I have a few friends who are in a few of my lecture classes, and I didn't ever think that I'd be friends with them, but because of the fact that I, needed some help with certain things, they were always there to help me out. And it was sort of like a we're all in this together type thing. And I felt like that in high school. Everybody used to cheat their way through high school, but now in college you actually have to know stuff. So it's like a definite we're definitely in this together. I'm gonna help you out, you can help me out, and we're gonna get through this together because this is no joke anymore. Tip number 6. Wait, 6. Extra credit. If your professor offers extra credit, do every single assignment that you can in regards to extra credit, because that could literally fix your grade. I had a 13% in one of my classes this last semester, and my professor offered so much extra credit that it brought me up to what I have now. And I mean, without that extra credit, man, I don't know what I'd be doing. But I thank my professor for that. Thank you, sir. I won't put your name out there, but thank you. You're the real MVP, always and forever. Always and forever. I'll never forget you. Tip number 7, study. Okay, so say I'm in my bio lecture and I get taught some material. Now this is just generally, this is what I do. So say I get taught some material and it's sort of confusing, I guess, whatever. What I like to do is the day that I get taught something, I like to go back to my room and study that same material the day I got it taught to me. And so like for every class that I have, every lecture class for the biology class, I like to study each chapter that I was taught that day. And it's sort of embeds it into my brain kinda. So it helps me out on exams. So the day you get taught something, study that same thing that very day. And of course study before the exams, whatever, that's just common sense. Tip 8, email your professor if you have any questions and you don't have any access to them otherwise. I used to be afraid to talk to my professors and email them if I had any questions, but it's helped me out a lot. I had an English teacher last year that literally wouldn't help us out unless we asked her for help, and usually she wouldn't answer questions in class, so we'd have to ask her through email. And she didn't have an office, so we didn't have office hours, we just had email, so I literally only emailed her. And yeah, that helped me out a lot. So email your teachers. It feels weird to email somebody and I used to email my professors literally 5 times a day just because I was so pressed on trying to get them to help me out. But it helped me out. It worked. Tip 9. Ask your professors to read over your essays and your papers, because they're the ones who are going to be grading it and they know the rubric more than anybody. So ask them to read over your papers for you, because that's definitely saved me 100 times back in the first semester of my freshman year. They're the determining factor in whether you pass or fail that paper. I failed many of papers, but I learned that my professor needs to read it over before I turn it in. Bada bing, bada boom, and that's how you do it. Finally, we're gonna get down to tip number 10. And that is, my friends, to show up to class. No matter what the circumstance is, whether you have an 8 o'clock class or a 2 o'clock class, show up to that class, because if you miss one class, that could mean your grade. Your grade could be over, completely over, if you miss that class. I promise. I've never missed a class after I missed one class in my math class, and literally never missed a class ever again, because I missed so much in that one class that I was 3 chapters behind. So never miss a class. I don't care if you broke down tired. You need to go to that class. Otherwise, you will fail. Unless you're me and you can finesse your way through anything. But that's another video for another time. I wish someone told me these before I started my freshman year, because if they did, I'd have had a 4.0 for both semesters. Honestly, I had to learn on my own. And it wasn't like so painful that I like, you know, but there were moments where I literally would just sit in my car and cry. I would literally sit in my car and cry because it was so stressful, and I would just be like, do I really want to do this? Like, is this really what I need to be doing with my life right now? Because this is just not where it's at. Like, I'm really not feeling it. I'm not about this life. I'm not about this life. That's just the simple fact of it all. I'm not about the life. But it just takes a little bit of getting used to. And now that I'm used to it, I feel like I see myself prospering. And, you know, if I don't, then I tried my hardest. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it helped you out a lot. For all the high schoolers who are graduating soon, good luck to you all. Wherever you're going to school, good luck. And even if you're not going to school, whatever, you know, as long as you're doing something with your life, you're doing something with your life. That's that. And you know, what I like to say is, unless you're funding what I'm doing with my life, then you don't have any say in what I'm doing with my life, you know. And I never know how to do these outros. Okay, let me try something new. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, all that stuff. And okay, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, whatever you'd like to do. Thumbs up definitely, because that will help me out. Share with somebody who's in college, or share with a high schooler who's going to college. Also, I'm very interested in where you guys are going to college if you decide to go to college. Comment down below what's your university or community college or wherever you're going. Comment down below what you're doing. I'm really interested in hearing other people's life stories and what they plan on doing with their lives. So if you feel comfortable sharing that with me, then I feel comfortable reading them, and I feel comfortable understanding, you know, a little bit of who you are. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys when I see you. Good luck with whatever life decision you have. I'm praying for y'all. Y'all gonna do great. I feel it in my heart and my soul. Bye.